Must be Thursday morning.
It is. Feels like a Thursday.
Does it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's been hot this week.
Yeah.
I don't know. Diesel prices are getting so expensive. I bought an electric bike.
No kidding.
Yeah.
You ride it into work?
Yeah, that's what I'm going to start doing once it shows up.
No kidding.
Well, I'm only a mile and a half from here. It's a waste of start. By the time I start my truck, warm it up, and get here, yeah, it's ridiculous. So I was like, okay, I'm going to ride to work, but I don't want to get sweaty on the way.
Yeah.
Right. Especially when we get
clients. Yeah.
Right. Because it's going to get hot. And I'm like, how do I get around this? I mean, most clients don't come in the office anymore anyway. We see them through video or telephone, which is how I used to do it before.
Yeah.
Most people just don't have time. They don't want to waste an hour or two to come in the office. And the people in our industry from years ago was like, get them in there. You get the whole experience. How about the whole experience of them just being able to get through the whole process so much easier and, and not have an issue? I know that's how it should be for everybody, but I'm just saying they might not want to come in the office and waste an hour, which, I can talk to them on the phone for 10 minutes, get everything done for them and have video and everything else. So I don't know. So that's not my issue. My issue was, how do I get here without wasting diesel? Because, it's like 250 trucks. I mean, they get 10 miles, 12 miles a gallon in city if you're lucky.
I saw diesel the other day. It was like almost 650, right?
No, dude, it was $6.99.
Whoa.
Yeah, I filled up. Still, hey, I was able to get 25 gallons for $175.
Man.
Yes.
Well, I drove by Parcaut the other day, and it was like $6.25 if you use cash. And I was thinking, like, man, Parcaut, that's like normally where you go to get like the inexpensive gas because it says 10% ethanol. Like, hey.
Yeah, but they actually started taking credit cards too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they used to just take debit only. Now I guess they're taking credit cards, but that's not what we're here talking about.
No, I know.
But, I'm just talking about, do things differently. And that's what we always talk about. Hey, if you want to buy a house, do things a little differently, maybe change some things around so you're saving some money. I don't have to say it. Just why waste the diesel right now and put the stuff on it?
No, I hear you, man.
Yeah,
I think it's a good alternative, especially since you're so close.
Yeah. If I wasn't this close, I wouldn't even think about it. My wife's like, I'm worried about you getting hit. It's like, really? Virginia corridor and cut over 2 streets?
Yeah.
Really? You're worried about that?
Yeah.
I'll wear a tie-dye shirt to work.
Well, just get a safety vest and you'll be okay, right?
That's all right. All right. What's today about? We're doing SIPs, aka seller in possessions.
Yeah. So what I want to talk about was something that we've been seeing a lot lately, and it's a good option. So a seller remain in possession basically means that after the close of escrow, the seller will stay in and basically becomes a tenant. And so, you go from being a homeowner to a renter, and that there's a lot of benefits, especially when someone's moving out of state. When someone's moving out of state, I really like to get them closed as soon as possible, but obviously it's going to take them a little time to get everything packed up and moved out. Right. So a lot of times we'll negotiate for them to stay in the home. And
so it's important for them to close real early too, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because what I'm saying is I know you're taking your mojo away.
No, that's
but what I'm getting at is, all right, instead of doing a 30-day close, let's do a 2-week close. So that way the people who are trying to buy the house and move in and you're going to rent back, say you're renting back for 2 weeks, it's still within that normal 30-day period that they would have to normally wait anyway. So let's close this early. I know some people can't, but let's close it early and get it done early so that they can be in possession for only 2 weeks, if that's the case and what you worked out. So there's ways to do this that it doesn't affect the buyer, because the buyer's trying to get out somewhere too.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, as of recently, I haven't seen too many crazy requests. I saw some before, like last year where
I want 45 days or 60 days.
60 days. Yeah. One even said 90. I was like, and no one looked at the house, and it's no kidding. Yeah. But
60 days is usually when, if you're buying as a Fannie Mae loan, you're supposed to take possession within 60 days.
Well, and so
Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, all those.
Well, I'm going to say, and that's really no fun for the new homeowner to, as soon as they come in, they have a mortgage payment that's due, right?
Right.
But so anyway, it's a good thing for people moving out of state because we have your cash, we've closed, you have the money for your next loan on the next home, wherever you're landing, right? But it still works for people in town too. I've even seen it where, they want to have an extra 30 days so they can identify a property and get into it and close, hopefully. So seller remain in possession is a good option. And it gives you the opportunity to close early, as we just discussed, right?
Mm-hmm.
So once we close, the first question I always get is, how long is it going to take me to get my money? Well,
who are we talking about? The seller?
We're talking about the seller. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so
don't they get the money right away?
Well, so if it's wired, yeah. So you got to pay for the wire, but
you're okay. So we're talking about something totally different now. We're outside of the SIP. Right?
Yeah.
All
yeah.
right,
So now
let's
we've
get
already
rid of
closed.
that. All right. So let's get rid of that seller in possession down there ticker.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right. So we're changing. All right. So the second part of this video is when sellers ask, how long does it take for me to get my money once my house closes? Is that what we're talking about?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so if it's wired, you normally have it within a couple hours. But some people prefer with a large amount of money like that to go down to the escrow and title office and pick it up. Right.
So that they can get a check, they deposit, have a hold on it for a week.
Well, yeah. But, people worry so much about wire fraud that
I'm just telling you.
Yeah. But yeah, so you can also go down to the escrow and title office, and pretty much by the time we get notice that it's recorded, you're good to go down there. So either way, you're going to get the same day, either it's wire or you pick up a check.
But the escrow company will call you if you're going to have it wired and verify your account numbers and verify your routing number, because they do it all the time for me.
Yeah. I mean, and they do a good job at verifying, but sometimes still people, especially say folks that aren't.
Hey, don't mean they're telling names of the old people you're just about ready to say.
No, I was just going to say some folks just aren't comfortable, with the idea of wiring large sums of money because they hear horror stories. So,
and it's usually the horror story is taking that money and wiring it to an escrow that isn't really there. That's usually not receiving it from the escrow company.
I understand. It is, but taking the time to explain it to somebody.
Because if they mess it up, they have insurance.
Yeah. Well, and the truth of the matter is, like, if whatever people are comfortable with, I'd rather them make their own.
I understand. I understand. Yeah. I'm just saying it's one of the safest things to get from the escrow company or title company to you is so much safer than you sending it into them.
Correct.
And I'm not telling people not to send it into them, but just re-verify, talk to them directly, make sure that's the difference. But when they're wiring it to you, it's usually really safe because they don't want to make the mistake. So they're going to do multiple checks.
Yeah. Well, actually, yeah, I mean, they're going to send you an email and with all the wire instructions and then verify.
Well, they're not going to send you. That's on the way in. I'm talking on the way out.
Oh, okay.
They're going to call you and verify because they don't want to send anything in your email. And then all of a sudden an email comes back. Oh, I changed my account number to this.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
and if they send you something in an email, it's going to be a secured email.
Correct. Yeah.
That's the difference.
Now, what should I expect on closing day? So
what is closing day? Is that a special holiday?
Yeah, I wish, right? It seems always fall on a holiday. It seems like every time I got something closing, it's Martin Luther King Jr. Day or whatever day, right? So you get pushed back.
So let's explain something. All right. Closing day is what most of us refer to as when the actual it records actually the new lien records on the property and the other one is released and paid off. That's what is recording, which we're using as closing day. The day before this is usually when they fund the day before, even though we can fund and record the same day. But in Stanislaus County, that's usually on holidays and on Friday.
On Fridays, yeah.
I'm going to get there, dude. I know the way it works. But okay, so now we're talking about closing day, which is I recorded. And if I'm buying it, I get my keys. And if I sold it, I'm giving my keys.
Yeah, you're giving your keys to get your money, right?
Right.
And obviously it depends on what you negotiate in the contract as to when the new owner's going to get them. But most of the time, as long as everything's ready to go in the morning, you're going to record in the morning. And so a lot of times, buyers are going to be saying, "Hey, when can I get my keys? What point today?" Right. So once it records, it's no longer the sellers, it's the buyers, and vice versa. And so it's a good day for everybody.
And whatever's on the contract is typically when you get your keys.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. And so
sometimes you get it earlier than what it says on the contract. But if it says you will get your keys by 5 p.m. on the date that it records, they can hold the keys till then.
Yeah. Yeah. And when, I had one where it was about 5 minutes apart where the seller left and the buyer showed up. So.
Yeah, usually it's like, okay. And so usually recording when we know it's a closing day and recordings happen is once they have confirmation of recording. That is them being told that it's actually been recorded.
Yeah.
And that's what we wait on that day, a closing day.
Yep. And escrow and title will let you know, hey, it's on record. And then it's officially the buyers.
That's right. And then if you're Bobby's buyer, and then he'll have all that little package for you on the front door.
Oh, yeah. And baked cookies and
all that good stuff. All right. Anything else you need to add on today? So that was closing day. And so now this series is over And if there's anything else anybody else wants us to go through on a series, let us know. We will do that. Reach out to us through anywhere, Instagram, through Facebook, LinkedIn, anywhere, YouTube. Just let us know, ask questions, and we'll get it to you. And if you're watching this after a fact, feel free to put on there a question or a comment, and I will answer it. And I'm sure Bobby will answer it if you put it on his page. But if you put it on one of my pages, I get notified. I will answer it. And even if you want us to talk about something, just put it there.
Yeah. And there's a lot of times we get asked the same questions, but sometimes people come up with some unique questions, and I go, you know what? That's an excellent question. Let me find out, because I actually don't know the answer to that. And that's when I'll call like you, or if it's like a real estate related question, I'll call my broker or something. But yeah, I love getting questions, because sometimes we just forget, we just gloss over things because we do it every day,
Right. And it's sometimes I've been doing this forever, and occasionally have something that's new and not have been asked before, or have happened before. Most of the questions I get that I have to recheck is just, it had to do with maybe changes in income and how we look at things differently, each day.
Yeah.
The one thing about our industry is, if you don't like change, well, get ready. It changes every day.
Yeah.
So you're in the wrong industry if you don't like change in the mortgage industry. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's about it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here, Bobby. Go make it a great day. And if I don't talk to you tomorrow, have a great weekend.
All right. Thanks.